9 years I do presentation in Athens. So like, Jerry Thomas is born in Athens Bar Show, exactly 10 years ago. I can start?
Okay.
Leonardo.
Yes. Let me introduce you. Give me this pleasure. Okay. Καλησπέρα σε όλους. Welcome everyone. Για μετάφραση μπορείτε να θυμηθείτε στην είσοδο στο νεύμα να σας βοηθήσει. So, we're going to talk about the project and more specifically 10 years between tradition and innovation. Thank you very much for coming. So, enjoy everyone. Thank you.
So guys, we only have half an hour, 30 minutes, so I have to be really fast and try to give you all the information I want in this presentation. Normally, we are 4 people doing this kind of presentation, but Antonio and Roberto, they are in China, in Beijing, doing a specific masterclass on Chinese massage. Joking. No, it's not true. Alessandro is there, and I will talk. So like, Jerry Thomas project started 10 years ago, exactly in the same period of Athens Bar Show. And 4 people just decide to start to invite people from all around the world to Rome to show to Italians bartenders what's happening all around the world. And a lot of people that now are our good friends stay our mentor, passed by Rome. Mr. Jared was one of the first one, and Mauro is in our events, and you know, a lot of people, the Clamsis guys, was one of the first guest bartender at Jerry Thomas almost 10 years ago. So we started doing these kind of things, and in 2010 we decided to open our speakeasy. The first 2 years of the speakeasy, the bar was horrible, guys. We don't have a lot of money, so we have like IKEA table, so cheap stuff. We
Only
don't have
10 bottles.
Yeah, 10 bottles, you know, but this was a kind of lab for bartenders. So for example, I was in Amsterdam, I found a bottle of Genièvre. What's Genièvre? I don't know, but yes, bring the bottle, and when we close our bars, we go there and we try to do Jerry Thomas martinets or stuff like that. So this was really the beginning. After we decided, okay, this have to be a proper bar, so we have to do something a little bit better, and we opened in 2011 to the general public, so not only for bartenders, blah blah blah. And a lot of people start to say to us, oh my God, guys, you changed the Italian cocktail culture. Oh, thanks very much, because you changed everything. And I say, absolutely not. We have done nothing. But one day, I started to understand that what we have done for Italy was important when we received a call from a magazine, this Playboy. And the Playboy in Italy say, okay guys, we want you on Playboy together with Fidel Castro and Gary Oldman and the history of James Bond. Say, oh my God, on Playboy, me on Playboy? Okay, and so probably we understand at that time that if Playboy want us, it's because yes, we have done something that I don't know if we play on the wrong way, but you know, be on Playboy is very nice. This is the cover, the central page of Playboy. You can imagine somebody that buy Playboy and is looking for a very nice girl, you know, and open the magazine and see 4 people like that, and
I sent my mom to buy 5 copies to the Playboy. He's go there asking for Playboys. He's looking like, sorry, madam. Yes, 5 copies of Playboy. It's a shame on me.
It's really fun. So Jerry Thomas is a little bit part of the, let's say also today everybody know us because we are trendy bar, you know, like this kind of things. It's fun, you know. And we are also happy. We also published a book. Can you imagine? We published a book. I don't know how it's possible, but somebody wants to know our story for the 10 years, and was very nice. But the most important things of Jerry Thomas, is what we do in terms of research. Like it's 10 years where we look around the world and try to replicate in a modern way what Jerry Thomas bring us today. So like, for example, we have done huge research on the Iraq, and we decided to bottle our Iraq because we want to have a similar Iraq of what Jerry Thomas was using to make his drinks. We have done the same things with, for example, some rye whiskey that, you know, like in American culture, the rye whiskey was really important. And so 10 years ago it was not simple legally to find rye whiskey with a perfect ABV to make some drinks. So we decided, oh, we have to go and find and bottle our rye whiskey. We have done the same things with the Genièvre. Like Genièvre was a really important spirit at that time. And so, okay, there's no Genièvre in Italy. Why we don't go to Schiedam and we ask to some producer if we can have a Genièvre that made in a specific way. So like, this is Jerry Thomas, a lot of passion. We spend a lot of time researching, looking around, and trying to take the best from the past and transform it into something that can be nice also today. We work with a specific concept. So for us, every single drink is not a recipe. I always say, I know that sound blasphemy, but I always say that recipe are really stupid. Because recipes are static and the human being is dynamic. So if you take a recipe from 1862 and you want to replicate exactly the same way, and people say that tastes like shit, is normal, because we are not in 1862. So I prefer to say that like a recipe is a concept. So for me, a Negroni is not one part of bitter, one part of vermouth, one part of gin. No, for me, a Negroni is the perfect balance of three ingredients: vermouth, bitter, and gin. But this balance can change because tomorrow people will love more bitter things. So it will change probably in 20 years. The Negroni will be, I don't know, 2 parts of Campari, 1 part of gin, 1 part of vermouth. Or people will like in the future more sweet things. So probably the Negroni of 2070 will be 2 parts of vermouth, 1 of bitter, 1 of gin, or 3 parts of gin and just a splash of bitter and a splash of vermouth. This also happened in the past. So we are not drinking the same recipe. So Jerry Thomas will really take a look to the concept that's behind the drink. The recipe is just like something that I try to understand. But I just like say, okay, this recipe is born in 1862. Why? Why in 1862 whiskey cocktail, whiskey sour, there is only lemon? Why there is not lemon, orange, tangerine to give the sour? Why they don't have different complexity? Because they just have lemons. But we have a lot of ingredients today. We have a lot of technology. We can do a lot of different things. So I'm really interested in the concept of the sour. But for me, sour is a concept. It's not lemon. So when somebody say to me, okay, whiskey sour is whiskey, lemon, and sugar, I say no. Whiskey sour of 1800 is whiskey, lemon, and sugar. But we are not in 1800. For me, it's a concept. The concept is add sour to a spirit with sugar. So I can take sour in a lot of different ways. So we have, I don't know, like grape juice to our lemon juice when it's the season of the grapes. We have tangerine juice to our lemon juice when it's the season of the tangerine. And we do that all here, giving also the concept of seasonality to our sour. If you come to Jerry Thomas in January, our sour have a little bit of tangerine. If you come in September, there is, I don't know, like green apples and grape juice. So this is the concept for me. Sour is the idea, you know, and we develop in that way. We applied what we call the twist on classic concept. Like we divided these in 3 steps. The vertical twist, stage when you have one ingredient. We work like that. All the drinks we make at Jerry Thomas, we start from a classic drink. We take one of the tons of book that, for example, you can find, like in a website or like a print, blah blah. And we take a recipe and we start to understand. Okay, and so we were applying vertical twist. So add one ingredient. This was really common in the past. Just add one ingredient. The recipe works really well. I don't know, a whiskey cocktail works really well. You have one ingredient, you have the Manhattan. Okay, really easy. And what we do, we take a drink that already works really well, and we have one ingredient. Okay, really easy. It works really easy in Jerry Thomas. Horizontal twist, substitute one element. Like with another of the same type, without leaving the others untouching. It's classic things, like Mezcal Negroni, Tequila Negroni, or I don't know, like also Roy. It's an historical recipe that is born like that. Manhattan, you take the rye and with the scotch. Really easy. Today I see a lot of bartenders that do competition. They start to look at the bottles and they say, okay, let me understand. It's the, I don't know, like cognac. Is the cognac okay with, I don't know, like cherry liqueur and, I don't know, something more. So they don't have a scan in the mind. No, we don't do that. We always start with the classic drinks. We take classic drinks and we start from a really classic drinks and we try to evolve. And after we apply the more modern version, that is the diagonal twist, that is a little bit the Don Beachcomber way. Takes one ingredient and give a lot of complexity splitting these in different parts. Like for example, the strong part of a drink, what is rum. Don Beachcomber was using 3 rum, okay? Still rum, but he was using 3 rum to give different complexity. One from Jamaica, one from Cuba, one from I don't know where. Okay, we do the same things. We create complex blend of different spirits. So for example, in our old-fashioned, we only use our mix that is part of bourbon with a little bit of, like Jamaican rum and a little bit of high-proof rye whiskey. And this is our standard, our room mix. We also blend different kind of rum for our Cuba Libre. We do Cuba Libre Jerry Thomas. So our Cuba Libre is made with Jamaican rum, Claret, and Cuban rum. Mix it together. It's always rum, but we give complexity. Same things we can do with the sweet part. Okay, the sweet part can be composed by, not only sugar, but different kind of sugar blended together. So when we make it, when we do a daiquiri at Jerry Thomas, we use like rum, that's our rum mix, and we use our sugar mix. So like panela and muscovado, classic white sugar, and other kind of sugar that we can find on the market to give a different complexity to the sweet part also. So imagine that we do that with every single ingredient. So a simple whiskey sour for us, it's our blend of whiskey, our blend of citrus, and our blend of sugars. The recipe is exactly the same, but we need to give complexity to every single ingredient. So this is what we call diagonal twist. What is an aviation? When we opened Jerry Thomas, the first menu of Jerry Thomas was composed by 10 super classic drinks. And we want to put the aviation because aviation is a really important drinks, is one of the last classic, before the prohibition. And it's a really important drinks for the history of whiskey culture. But the aviation have a problem. Who can tell me what's the problem of the aviation? My grandmother said that to me. It smells old. So like a violet liquor is something that today is considered old by modern palate. Okay? You know, these things that you can find in the 50s style candy that we was eating when we was kids. So violet liquor is a little bit too old for modern generation. A lot of people don't like it, you know, because it's not simple. But the concept of the aviation is really interesting. It's a kind of gin sour with a floral notes. So the floral notes for us was really important. So we decided to analyze the recipe. We want to have the aviation on the menu, and the aviation is on the menu from the first menu, is still the best-selling drinks in Jerry Thomas. And what we have done, so we have the London Dry, the lemon juice, the maraschino for the sweet, and violet liquor. This was not working. We tried to find a new balance for the drink. Really, people didn't like it, but it was really sad. Because we say, okay, we want the aviation on the menu. What we can do? So we understand that we can do what we call improved aviation. The improved aviation that you will taste now.
Tasting items.
Yeah, you will taste right now.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Perfect. What is it? When you're done, we stay with the London Dry, with the lemon juice, but the floral notes come from 3 different flowers blended together, not only violet, but lavender, violet, and wild rose. In that way, we keep the concept of the aviation, the gin sour with the floral notes, but the floral notes doesn't come from just one flower, but from 3 flowers. And we call it improved aviation. Really easy, okay? Still the best-selling drinks in Jerry Thomas bar. Have you tried? Everybody have it? Okay, this one. Perfect. So as you can see, we work like in that way, keeping everything really simple. The aviation is 2011 drinks, so really it's really on the first menu. Now another thing is the menu. There's a lot of bars that like to change the menu. Bartenders are becoming crazy because they have to change the menu every 6 months. So imagine this, I think that this is one of the most stupid things ever. Because I come to your bar, I like your drinks, I come after 2 months, I want, hey, can you make me this drink? Oh, sorry, we don't do it anymore. Imagine if Costante di Bellagua have done this. So can I have your fantastic daiquiri, blended, you know, blah, blah. Oh, sorry, no, we have a new menu now. Or Cipriani, Mr. Cipriani. Hey, I tried your fantastic Bellini. Can I have one? No, it's the old menu. I don't have the Bellini anymore. It's one of the most stupid things ever. When you do a menu, keep your classic. Keep your classic. Because this is what people will love forever. The best bar in the world are recognized not for the new menu every 6 months. This is just like an internet fix. It's a Facebook fix. It's an Instagram fix. Who give a fuck about? You know, like it's not important that it's new menu every 6 months. Keep your classic. Create your classic. Create your Bloody Mary, your Aviation, your Bellini, okay, your daiquiri, with your touch, and create a new classic. Every bar needs a classic. This is really important things. Every 6 months you change the menu. Why? Best restaurant in the world, like Fortuna. The new menu, but it's only the tasting menu. If you go there, you have this classic dish always displayed in the menu. This, when you go to Fortuna, you want to try the crunchy part of lasagna. You want to try the classic dish, you know, because it's classic dish, and it's why you go there. Another interesting thing for me about the Jerry Thomas bar, that we started to take a look to forgotten recipes. One of the recipes that I really love was the gin and pine. Gin and pine was not really a cocktail. Was a funky drink. You know, Jerry Thomas say like, hey, take a piece of wood, a pine wood, you know, cut it and infuse the gin with this pine, and after you chill and you serve. And when we open Jerry Thomas, we say, okay guys, we have to do that, So we start to do this recipe, and was horrible, was terrible. Really, one of the worst drinks I ever drink was the gin and pine made in that way. First thing, we was doing a big mistake. We was using London dry gin. And this was not correct, because this is an 86 recipe, and probably the gin he was using was more Holland style gin. So we start to do this with a Genièvre. And we understand that the drinks can work, but the palate of modern people is totally different. So this was a recipe really difficult to digest for modern guests. But we like it, and we want to give the opportunity to people to try an 1862 drink in 2010, 2015, 2016. So we have created a different recipe. The gin and pine is made with Genièvre. We have a pine liquor that at the beginning we produced only for us, but now we sell it to everybody. A little bit of gun syrup and bitters. So, one more time, the concept of the recipe was really interesting for me. So I had these pine notes to a Genièvre. I think that can work. It's really interesting, but we take the concept and we transform it in a modern drink. Direi che questo lo conosciamo?
Yeah, it's trying, they're tasting it.
You're tasting now? Lo conosciamo questo, no?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, and for have a little bit of techniques on this, for have this silky texture that you have in your mouth, we cook these drinks for 4 hours sous vide at 55 degrees. So when you cook your drinks sous vide, low temperature, what you are doing, you are simulating aging. But not aging in a barrel, but aging in a bottle. Okay, so it's like when you cook the drinks, like Tony Caro invented these techniques. It's like if you're aging, so your drinks will be really silky, and you have a very nice texture. So the gin and pine, one more time. The concept is more important than the recipe. If we want to replicate this recipe, this drink was dead. Nobody wants to drink it. It's exactly like the modern martini, you know? You know, like James Bond martini. In and out martini, really dry. I like it. I'm 44, I drink a lot. I like dry drink. But imagine a 20 years old kid that just watched the James Bond movie the day before. You go in your bar and ask, hey, I want to be James Bond tonight. Make me a martini. And you take this big martini glass. You just put half a liter of gin inside and you give it to him. You take it, you drink it, you don't feel James Bond, you don't like it. And the day after, you will be back to your bar and ask for a blue banana colada. But if you do, I don't know, half and half, martini, a little bit of orange bitter, some maraschino, some curacao, in a smaller glass. We don't need this huge martini glass anymore, and you give to the guy, okay? He probably is not the best drink in the world for him, but he will not age, and he will not drink Baileys for the next 15 years, okay? Don't do the Fernet mistake, okay? Fernet is not for everybody. It's not for 18 years old. You have to wait till 32, 33 to have Fernet. So you have to start with, you know, I'm Italian, so you have to start with, you know, Montenegro, Averna, Cynar. After you go for brown, you know, and when you have enough beer, you go for Fernet. If you go for Fernet straight away, dinner is finished, you will drink chocolate babies for 15 years. Okay, don't do that, don't do that. So gin and wine, 2015 drinks. So as I tell you, for us at Jerry Thomas, the concept are more important of the recipe. We also have a modern approach. We are not a dinosaur bar. You know, like, you know that people sometimes want to be, you know, shocked with something new. People like, because now cocktails are on every single magazine. If you take every single magazine of the world, you open, there's something about cocktails. Not important what? Travel, cocktails. Tourism, cocktails. Shoes, cocktail. In every single magazine today, there is a small article about cocktails. And this is very nice. So like customer, consumer now know sometimes more than us about cocktails. So they know, for example, that in Chicago there is an amazing bar where they can have this amazing cocktail inside an ice bowl. And they come to Jerry Thomas and say, oh, you do this drink that is inside an ice bowl. So, you know, like the old-fashioned from Aviation. You know, because they watch it in TV. 30 years ago, the only things you can watch on TV was Tom Cruise, you know, launching bubbles. So people 30 years ago come to the bar and say, hey, you do flair? I say, no, sorry, I just make drinks. Oh, bye, I go away. This is what was happening 25 years ago. Today, you have this. You have people that watch something on TV or read on a magazine, oh, this amazing cocktail bar that is. So at Jerry Thomas, we also have to take care a little bit about innovation. And the modern approach is like in any 100 bars today. So rotobacco, I don't know, like sous vide, bindi. I really don't use this kind of things because I don't drink Negroni, daiquiri, and blah blah. I just know that are really expensive stuff because I just made the deal. So like. My guys say, oh, you have to buy a lot of alcohol. Is it just 10,000 euros? Oh, too much. When I was managing bar 20 years ago, the most expensive things people asked to me was a blender.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you have to buy this blender. It's 500 euros. They say, oh, are you crazy? 500 euros for a blender? So it's 35 euros, the brown you can buy. So, and I used this for 10 years and it works really well. So like, but now today is a different world. Now 10,000 euros is the minimum that we can spend. But it's fun because we can also surprise people without go too far and stay really close to classic drinks. So my guys create these drinks. That is the old-fashioned whiskey cocktail. Old-fashioned first things. Old-fashioned, I don't know if you know, but old-fashioned is the first vintage drink of the history. Today we speak about vintage drinks, you know, like, oh, can I have vintage drinks? And old-fashioned is like that. Old-fashioned was disappeared. Nobody was using sugar cube anymore or lump of sugar to make a cocktail. Nobody was using. Jerry Thomas was not using this. He was not stupid. You have a 50, 60 person waiting for drinks. You can imagine if he can just mold one sugar cube for 2 minutes. You know, like stir 3 times. Why do you stir 3 times? I love Gary Reagan. He's a very good guy. But stir 3 times and do the 3-step. But you know, fashion is quite a stupid thing. You have to calculate dilution and temperature, and that's it. If it takes 20 seconds, it's okay. If it takes 50 seconds, it's okay. But no, 3 steps. Why 3 steps? There's no sense. So, old-fashioned was a very interesting drink. Really easy, simple, but we want to do something a little bit different. So we decided to create the clarified old fashioned. Oh, just look at here. This mixture is called for very much by connoisseur. Connoisseur in Italians we call it rompipalle. So like people that piss enough. It's the people that we don't like now that we ate. You know, sorry, what kind of spoon you use for? You know, you have to use a silver spoon. Why? Because the temperature on the silver, it's or no, this kind of people exist today also. And also in 1884, there was some people that say, I want my whiskey cocktail, but I don't want it in a modern way, so with sugar syrup or with gum syrup. Please prepare it in an old-fashioned way. And the old-fashioned way was a lump of sugar. So the poor bartender say, oh my God, I have to, oh my God, look how many people are waiting for, you know, like, yeah, well, I'm a connoisseur, so you have to do that for me. So like that. Also in the past, they have the same problem of the one